Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So what is going on in the market today? It looks green so far. So let's talk about what's driving things up. And is this a sell your house moment when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto? Let's talk about that as well. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. We're starting out the day over $60,000 once again. That is a good place to start. But the U.S. market today is looking pretty green. You can see, yeah, pretty green indeed. There are a couple things I want to highlight. Number one, you see it on the front page. Dollar General, well, they just cratered 25%, blaming financially constrained customers. Why is this good? Well, it's not good for Dollar General, but it's good because, again, this is one of those indicators that shows that the economy is slowing down, that people are more broke now, so it gives ammunition for Powell to use and say, hey, we need to cut more aggressively, 50 basis point instead of 25 basis point, right? So that is what it's looking like, right? And we do have a big PCE inflation reading that's coming up tomorrow too. So you got a whole lot of banks making predictions. Headline will be 2.5, core is 2.7. So again, that would be those are pretty good numbers. Again, giving Powell ammunition to do a larger cut, and that is what we want to see. A 50 basis point cut, not 25 basis point. Right? So that's what we want to see. What else? What else do I want to highlight this morning? Dell Computers, they will be having their earnings call. Michael Dell has been pretty active with like retweets, and you know, some of it's like from Michael Saylor and so forth, right? From some of the biggest Bitcoin bulls out there. And he was really big onto Bitcoin back in the day. Dell was like the very first computer manufacturer to take Bitcoin as a payment. So maybe Dell's going to disclose that they bought some Bitcoin. Who knows? If he does, that'll be absolutely huge. If he doesn't, you know what? Does not matter. And the other thing I want to highlight is this. Nvidia came out with terrific earnings yesterday after market, but then I highlighted it last night. Their pre-market, just, you know, for whatever reason, or aftermarket shot down 7%, 8% doesn't make a lot of sense. I have a feeling that Wall Street today is going to digest that, and Nvidia is going to start turning green. And again, it made no sense that it went red. And here's the other thing too. Even after the aftermarket showed that Nvidia's price started tanking, you look at all the price targets from all the major banks out there, and they raised them substantially. This is what I'm saying. Like, how does it make sense? All the major banks raised their price target on Nvidia, yet last night, Nvidia went in the red after they reported an astronomically good quarter once again. I just think it was just a giant fake out. Like, you know, whoever was selling yesterday was just trying to fake everyone else out because it makes no sense. And why would you want to bet against Nvidia at this point, right? But anyways, that's just how Wall Street works. You know, you guys may wonder why there's so much manipulation, price suppression, and all that good stuff that we see and hear about all the time. Well, it's just because they want to make money. They're good at driving fear, just like with Bitcoin. Now, Wall Street's evolved. They like to drive a lot of fear, and those that can see past it and understand that, hey, if you have something good, you never want to sell it, no matter how dire it looks. Well, then those are the ones that will be making tons and tons of money in the future, right? Like so many people in this chat that has been watching and holding for years upon years, and they're doing quite fine. And you know what? We see this every day. we see stories like this. Giant whale buys 1,000 Bitcoin, right? When, again, the market was panicking. Retail was panicking. When fear level was in extreme fear level. Those are times where you want to load up. You want to load up as much as possible. And some of these whales understand that. You want to buy when things are low. But what's also interesting about this whale is this whale seems to like to trade. Overall, this whale bought 1,000 Bitcoin, about $60 million worth, holds about 450 million in total. But this whale also sold about 468 million between June 27th and July 8th, while Bitcoin was going down, right? This is one of the things I've said, like a lot of people when they trade, when they try to outsmart the market and they trade, they end up losing more than if they just held. And if that's the case with this whale, he panic sold, on the way down, and now he's panic buying him back. Like, had he just held, he'll be just fine, right? But anyways, my point is, don't try to outsmart the market. Continue to hodl and DCA when you can, right? That's the only strategy, is DCA and hodl. You look at wallets that are holding anywhere from 10 to 10,000 Bitcoin, back to holding 66.6% of all Bitcoin. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot, right? So obviously we went through Mt. Gox. They distributed a lot. We saw a little dip afterwards, but now we're seeing that climb right back upwards. The whales are again accumulating. I mean, they've been accumulating, not just like recently, but anything below 60,000 is a steal at this point, considering we know where Bitcoin will be next year. And here's another thing too. You look at exchange reserves of Bitcoin, continues to drop more and more and more and more. This is an all-time low for this year. We're back to 2017, close to early 2017 days. And if this continues, we're going to be in a real supply shock, right? And these are big dumps down. They're not slow. Big, huge dumps. You can see in August how much Bitcoin went down by. Huge chunks being taken away from the supply. Probably going to the ETFs and most likely going to the whale wallets, right? Now, other good things that are happening. People's Bank of China is about to inject liquidity into their markets because China isn't doing so good, as well as many other countries out there. And when this happens, when you have a lot of money being injected, in this case $420 billion, good things happen to assets like Bitcoin. Same thing on a global scale. When you see the global money supply increase due to governments injecting money, what happens with Bitcoin? It goes higher. And that's exactly what's been happening for the last few months. Global liquidity has been stagnant for 3 years, since 2021, and now starting to break out again, right? And you may wonder, well, why? Why does assets start going up? Well, first of all, inflation. Inflation is always driving prices upwards. When you have more money being created out of thin air and given out, what do you think is going to happen, right? Inflation goes up. That's number one. Number two is when people have money, they tend to spend. They can't spend and DCA and invest when they don't have any, right? So the global liquidity is going up, and that is going to be awesome for many reasons. And this all times perfectly with with September, with October, and November this year, when we know there will be another rate cut, or there will be the first rate cut in many years. We will have another elections, and that's when Bitcoin really starts moving every single cycle. We got a lot of things coming up, and plus global liquidity blowing upwards. It's all fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. Here's another one that measures, breakouts, fakeouts, where we will be by the end of this cycle. First things first, we got to hit this blue line target, right? Which is like basically, it basically shows when Bitcoin is finally ready and has broken out of the consolidation point, right? The top of the red is the top of this cycle. And you can see, 2013, 2017, 2021, we all hit the top. We didn't hit the top. No, we didn't hit the top last cycle because of the Fed. We should have hit the top of this cycle, but we didn't. But does not matter this time around, because of all the ETFs, because of all the institutions and countries now embracing Bitcoin, we will go much higher, much, much higher. But first things first, that consolidation point, where is it? It's around $87,000 according to this, right? So we're going to break out of our previous high of 73,000, which we will. Next target, the 80s, the 90s, the 100s. That's coming. That's coming. We still have plenty of time, and most of you guys know when Bitcoin moves, when crypto moves, it moves very, very quickly. Within a single month, we can have a huge rise. Here's another one. Again, we have a lot of patterns like this, right? Where it just seems like things don't move. Bitcoin just continues to go sideways. And you get a lot of shakeouts and retests and dips. And it just seems like Bitcoin never goes anywhere for months upon months upon months. Doesn't that sound familiar? We've been through it. You guys remember in 2023 how bad it was when Bitcoin was stuck around 20-something thousand? Would not move until we hit the next mark of 40s. We doubled. Same thing in the 40s. We did not move for months upon months until we did to the 70s. So now we're kind of in the same pattern. Months upon months, we're not moving, we're going sideways, but we're in our 60s. We're not in the 40s. We're not in the 30s. So those that doubt and say, well, Bitcoin will never go up. Did you not experience what happened within the last year? We literally tripled from our bottom of last year, from our 20s to 60s. We tripled from 1 year ago. And the same thing just happens over and over and over, but you just have to be patient. Once we're done with this sideways consolidation movement, we're going higher. We're going to form that next leg up. And, maybe then it becomes boring again around 90,000 or 100,000. That's just how it goes every single cycle. Now, you may be wondering why this is a sell your house moment. I never truly, I would never say this. I never truly believe that anyone should sell like everything to go in on any investment, right? But this guy makes a good point. Luke Martin, altcoins currently at sell your house to buy more level. Last time Bitcoin was at this level was exactly 4 years ago in the summer of 2020, when the price went vertical from 10K to 60K over the next 6 months. Right? So whatever metrics this is, let me remove my camera. You can see it's at an extremely low level. Basically, this is measuring Bitcoin dominance versus a lot of the alt dominance, which had fallen and fallen and fallen and fallen quite a lot. So basically, Luke is arguing, hey, this is the time before the market starts turning around. 2025 is going to be fantastic. So this is why it's a sell your house moment to buy more crypto. Although, again, I would never tell anyone to do that. That is stupid. Keep your house. Rule number one, when it comes to investing, never invest more than what you can afford to lose, right? So if you have to sell your house to do it, that's not the right way to do it. Always invest what you can afford to lose, right? But you should invest because that's the true way to build wealth. It really is. And when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto, there are nothing out there, maybe with the exception of Nvidia, that has the pump power that can transform your life, that can make you a millionaire faster. There's nothing else out there. That's why you got to stick with Bitcoin and crypto, right? What else? What else is there? Yeah, VCs are staying bullish, injecting 190 million despite market uncertainties because they know to. VCs, they've been in the game long enough. They know, just like the Wall Street whales and the Wall Street traders and the hedge funds, VCs, they are investing for the future, right? A lot of the projects that are down right now that need a capital injection or the new project coming out, they can be the Solana or Avalanche or XRP or Cardano of the future, right? So they are injecting their money still because they also know next year or later this year and next year are going to be absolutely fantastic. What else? Tons network is finally up after some airdrop related issues in 36 hours. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I don't even know what dogs is, but it's some kind of new meme or game. Solana's prediction market bet on Drift has surpassed Polymarket's volume for the first time. That's crazy. Everyone talks about Polymarket, but no one talks about bet on Drift. But again, it shows you the potential of Solana. Every single measurable metric on Solana has basically surpassed ETH at this point. So is it really outrageous to think that Solana could flip ETH this cycle? I don't think so. And then finally, for those of you guys that are Cardano fans, the Chang Hardfork is set for September 1st. So that's only 3 days away. Will it pump Cardano to the moon? Probably not, but it will make the network better. It will make the network better. All right. We're having a good day. Good day. We're coming back up. I would say next level for Bitcoin is getting back to this, around this, 61, 62 level right here. But you know what? There's no reason why we can't get right back up to 64,000 because this was total nonsense right here. And I think a lot of it was due to what has been happening with the Middle East. And also a lot of it had to do with Nvidia. A lot of it had to do with ETH selling. But it seems like a lot of it's just forgotten now. And we're going to go right back up. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Man, Dollar General is still down. I don't care about Dollar General, though. Coinbase. Coinbase is up today. MicroStrategy up pretty big today. And I'm still waiting for Nvidia to turn green. Good turnout this morning. Alfredo from Brazil, welcome. AR-17, George is always right. I'm never wrong, just mistaken. Let's see. Uteral says, I'm craving big sausages. I don't even know why I read that. Let's see. The one who cares. Do we have a ton price prediction? Not really. Ton has been doing very well. So I don't want that having. That's kind of screwed up. Ton has done really well. They're at number 9. Can they continue upwards? I mean, they're moving as well as Solana this cycle. So I don't know. Ton over the last few days with the Nerval Gaudish shows that they are not very scalable. So that may hold them back. We have seen even Solana during the busiest times, their network goes down too, but we're talking about thousands and thousands of transactions per second. Tons network can't even handle like 300. So that may hold them back. And we'll see what happens with the CEO of Telegram. What's your opinion on Trust Wallet? Thinking about getting it? I like Trust Wallet. Nothing wrong with the Trust Wallet. It's really good. So for a lot of chains, it's free. It's the app store. I saw a red Cybertruck an hour ago. If you get a Cybertruck, you really got to wrap it. You can't really just leave it stainless steel. Are you ready for some NFL? I'm not a big football guy. Not a big football guy. I own some Doge. I bought at 26 cents each, unfortunately. Do you think I'll ever get back to that price? Yes. Yes. It may even get up to 70 cents again. I mean, when it comes to a bull market, strange things happen. And, even to get back to 70 cents is possible. Kevin, I'm looking for CryptosRUs too, although I don't know which car it's going to be. I think it's a Mazda. Mazda something. I don't know what. Where's that? I didn't look at the ETFs. See? I was right. No outflows from BlackRock. And today, you're going to see a large inflow. Yesterday, while all the other funds were panic selling, all that red, no outflows from BlackRock. Larry Fink refuses to sell any Bitcoin that he has. That's the bottom line. Blitzboy Gaming. 3 years ago, I did sell one of my houses and bought the dip. Now I have profit amounting to 2 houses. Well, congrats. That's a risky move, but sometimes you just know, right? Sometimes you just know. What would you get, Nvidia or MicroStrategy? Both. Both. It's very costly to play MicroStrategy options, so I just hold MicroStrategy, but I play Nvidia options. Not financial advice, but would you swap Polkadot to Near protocol? I can't advise you on anything, but for me, I much rather hold Near than Polkadot. $60,006, not bad. Today's a good day. All that fear went away. We could see Bitcoin go right back up to 64,000. I mean, keep in mind, we fell from up here, 64,000 down to like 57 in one single day. You know, there's no reason why we can't go right back up to 64,000 in one single day too. Is it likely? No. But is it possible? Yes, we have seen it before. There was no reason for Bitcoin to do this in the first place. Rock Lobster. George, you've been my morning ritual for 3.5 years. Just want to say thanks. You feel like family. Let's get it the next 6. I'm not going to be streaming for the next 6 years, man. I appreciate that. No, I'm not doing this for 6 more years. I'll be way too old, way too tired, and 6 years. I plan on traveling the world with my private jet. Not gonna be doing daily streams no more. There seems to be something nefarious when it comes to BlackRock ETFs. There's nothing nefarious. Or maybe there is. Larry Fink can't be trusted. He wants to control it. He wants to control Bitcoin. It's pretty obvious what's going on. That's why I say long term it sucks. But short term, I'm just showing you like what BlackRock is doing. They are not selling. That's not how a normal ETF should operate. When people are selling the shares, there should be outflows. But you notice there's no outflows. So he's probably just using his other funds to buy it so that there's never any outflows. I mean, that has to be what's happening, right? Otherwise, how do you have an ETF with no outflows? AR17, aren't you tired of all the fudders? That's the only reason why, I probably don't want to stream forever. Is because whenever we have down days, you always have all these trolls and fudders coming in trying to get everyone depressed and stuff. And it gets to me, and I don't want to deal with that. Look, you guys heard of, stories about BlackRock buying up real estate, right? They own large portions of houses around the country. They own a ton of farmland. They own a ton of businesses. That's why they're the #1 asset manager in the world, like 12 or 13 trillion of assets. They want to be a large holder of Bitcoin too. They already are the 3rd largest Bitcoin holder in the world. They play it off like, oh, it's just our ETFs that hold them. It's more than that. BlackRock owns my hopes and dreams. Vanguard is another one of those guys. Vanguard may even be bigger than BlackRock. Vanguard, man, you got like 4 companies that own like everything. Evil, would you ever want a Ferrari Testarossa? When I was growing up, I saw a few on the road and I thought it was the most gorgeous car. Today, no, I would never own it. Probably a nightmare to maintain and drive. Yeah, pro tip. So yesterday, before I was going to stream, I was going to take my Ferrari out for a cruise, which I haven't done in like pretty much the whole year. I really have not driven it, which is stupid. And then I find out that my battery's completely drained, which is strange because I have it on a tender. But then I realized, like maybe a month or 2 ago, I had my key fob in the car. And I didn't know if you do that, it drains your battery fast. So the battery must have died. And then I put on a tender, and the tender doesn't work when you have a dead battery. So now today I have to figure out if I can jump it, and then hopefully the battery's still good and I don't have to replace the battery. So pro tip, don't leave your key fob in your car. And yeah, that's it. That's it. $4,300 people in here. That's great. We're getting a good U shape upwards. I have a Ferrari tender, but it doesn't work when your battery's completely drained. So it was just, I was stupid. I should not have kept a key fob in there. I was thinking, why not just leave it in there? If I'm going to drive, I can just drive, right? But then, like, I didn't know. The car just keeps, like, interacting with the key fob and drains it. It's kind of stupid. Yeah, it's supposed to be under. There's a panel under the passenger side, which is really awkward to get into, but I don't even know if I can get in there. You should disconnect your battery when you don't drive for a long time. With Ferraris, you don't have that problem. They have a built-in place above the license plate where you plug a specific battery tender. So if you go to Ferrari dealerships, you'll see all the Ferraris are like hooked up that way. They have a spot built for it. But again, I had it off the tender and I had a key fob in there. So I drained the battery. So by the time I put the tender on, and I didn't notice the tender has a light. It's been flashing red. So when I put it on, it was already dead. Um, yeah. Cardano isn't a bad coin. It's just that it doesn't move. Cardano always suffers from this every single cycle. But I will give Cardano credit because at the end of every cycle, it starts going up and people forget about it. Um, but Cardano, every single cycle, just stays very stagnant and does nothing. I could have bought Cardano like under, I don't know, under 10 cents back in 2018, 19, 20. I just thought it would never move until it did. You know, that's just how Cardano is. If your ledger is broken, can you get your money out? Yes, with the recovery phrase. You can restore your ledger stuff on any wallet. Any wallet could be restored on any wallet, basically. Unless it doesn't support that chain. German inflation posts surprise drop to 2% in August. Now, do you really believe that, or do you believe that that was done on purpose so that they can drop rates too? Just like the US. When I had my 360, my Ferrari 360 battery replaced, this was like maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. No, it was like 5, 6 years ago. It was like $150. It wasn't crazy. It was $150 for a battery, and then I forgot how much they charged for labor. Probably another $150, or maybe no. Maybe it was like $500. I think it was $500 to replace the battery with labor. But that was like 5, 6 years ago on an older car. I don't know. Hopefully the battery's still good. If I jump start it and then, you know, charge it, it should be good. I don't want to replace that battery. And those batteries are enormous. They're not like some off-brand you go to Walmart to get. Nvidia is still down. That's just silly. Pitsy, before you like shout from your high horse, watch the stream. Okay? Because I said I would never tell anyone to sell their house. But this guy did. But before you shout at everyone from your high horse saying, oh, that title is very, very silly statement, watch the stream first. But the good thing is, Bitcoin is moving upwards. Having a good day. 60,800. We're back to 62, 64 in no time. All the longs that got wrecked, now we're like going the opposite. We're going to wreck all those shorts. That's what we want. Alex Rod, George, isn't a Hong Kong exchange you can only buy Bitcoin and ETH? Adding AVAX and Chainlink was, yeah, I announced that. That's huge. And when they open up to mainland, it's going to be even bigger. Chart forming 3-candle morning star, very bullish. That's great. That's great. I'm always bullish. And you guys should be too. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall today, not bad. We're going upwards. The market is doing well. Is this a sell your house moment? Well, according to one person on X, it is. But Bitcoin as we know, is the greatest asset we have. Continue to hold and DCA and let the gains come to you. That's it. And I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Take care.